Thank you for clicking on this video, and today I'm going to share with you what's happening in Sigma School and actually how you can win 500 ringgit as a pro student. So I just want to share on what's happening in Sigma School, a little bit of stuff, and I think exciting news and updates that I believe that you will be happy to listen. So let's get started with the updates.
Okay, so this is the October 2023 update by me. My name is Haris Samingan and I am the general partner in Sigma School, and there's actually a couple of updates. So before we get started, I do apologize on behalf of Sigma School on anything that we have done to make your experience not an ideal one, and we are working hard to improve it. So I am very excited to share with you all the updates that we have so far, and we are still committed to give you the best learning experience to help you get tech jobs as fast as possible or your money back, right? So like I say, it's been a while that you haven't heard from us for a very long time. So however, there has been a few updates that we like to share, and there's actually 4 main updates. Number 1 is graduates, number 2 is online coach, number 3 is mentor program, and number 4 is what's next, right? So let's get started with the first one, which is our graduates, and they have gotten jobs. So congratulations to Chung Mang Jie, or MJ. He was a university graduate and now he's a software developer at Carmine Serdang Berhad. And secondly, I want to congratulate Sue, who was a music producer and now he is a software developer intern at Codio AI. So let's give a round of applause. And that's where we believe that we help people get their tech jobs to get a better job, because we believe that anybody can do it, and congrats on them as well. Alright, so that's about it for graduates, and number 2 is the online coach, right? So updates and some mentoring programs which later on we will share. So we have seen that learning HTML, CSS is fun for beginners, but however, people don't really hire beginners. So what makes students get jobs is that they master this thing called JavaScript, which what our bootcamp course focuses on. So therefore, you lucky people, we are actually making the online bootcamp content free for online coached students. So no extra charge. And here is what is included. So there are 15 plus beginner projects that help you to really master JavaScript. And some of the projects are, for example, a Twitter clone, which right now I think it's X, so we probably have to do some updates on that. And as well, Instagram clone, which it looks pretty minimalistic, but actually also a very good experience for you to understand how we can use JavaScript to make applications more interactive. So I also want to share with you the new online coach schedule, which will start with 4 live lessons from 8:30 to 10:30 p.m. So previously it was 9 p.m. to 10:30, which is 1.5 hours. Now we're going to extend it to 2 hours. Not only that you have a bootcamp, a new course that has helped our students to get jobs, but at the same time you have longer lessons, which actually helps you to really practice more. Because what we've seen so far is that with more practice, people get better. And so at the end of these beginner lessons, you have this thing called a promotional test. So what is this promotional test, right? So this test is basically allows you to be promoted from the beginner stage to the intermediate stage. So I think for most of you, you start out as beginners, and then now with this promotional test, you are able to have a coding challenge and submissions of the project. So more will be explained in the next few weeks. But what if you fail, right? So we take it as failure as just lesson, but at the same time, you can actually join the next batch and get better. So the more you practice, the better you get. And we believe that you would definitely pass the beginner stage, because it's meant for beginners as well. So once you have been promoted, you'll move to the intermediate. So this is a rough roadmap of how the lessons and what you're going to learn will look like in the online coach. So you learn the web basics, and then you go through the intermediate. So in this intermediate, this is where you also start with 4 live lessons similar to the beginner, and it starts from 8:30 to 10:30 p.m. At the end of these intermediate lessons, you also will have a promotional test. And similarly to the beginner promotional test, the best thing about passing this intermediate test, right, is that you go to the front end, and the thing is that you are able to get a free upgrade to the bootcamp, which I think is amazing, right? So the perks of going through the bootcamp is that, first of all, it is a full-time bootcamp, so you will actually go through the course way faster than you were to do part-time, so it's a free upgrade. Second is that getting a bootcamp graduate certification. So rather than having the online coach or part-time kind of certification, you actually get a bootcamp graduate certification, which means that you actually complete all of this in a small amount of time. So this actually shows that you're able to learn very quickly, at the same time apply what you've learned into real world projects. At the same time, you also access to have more help in terms of finding jobs, because once you go through the bootcamp, it's faster. That's where you get faster access to hiring partners, and also helping you to increase in terms of your chances of getting a job through resume review, mock interview, and such. All right, so these are the students who got upgraded from the online coach to the bootcamp. So MJ, he had an approximation of around 8 months to 12 months of completion going through online coach through part-time. But then when he upgraded to the bootcamp, he actually managed to complete in 3 months, because it's a structured program and he's able to go through at a very fast pace. The next one is that after he got through the bootcamp, he got a software developer job with Carmine Saramahat. Same goes to Sue, who also had similar approximation, or approximately around 8 months to 12 months of completion, but then he's able to complete it in 3 months as well, and he got a software developer internship with Codio AI. So from MJ, he mentioned that the jump from weekly lessons to full-time bootcamp wasn't easy, but worth it. And this is something that we believe as well. So you might be thinking that, I want to do part-time, I want to do on my own time, which is fine. So if you can't commit to the bootcamp, no worries. So you can actually continue to the next stage, which is front-end, on your own time. So at the same time, we provide unlimited support so that you can go through on your own. At the same time, you have our support system, and you'll see how our support system will work later on. So what does this mean for existing students? So for the students in the beginner level, I would say, even if you have promoted or whatnot, I will recommend you to stay in the beginner level. So because there are more concepts being taught, for example, variables, functions, which most of you have done, but now there's conditionals and arrays as well. So what about, intermediate students? So you can join the intermediate lessons for those who are still in the intermediate level. For those who are beginners, stay in beginner. However, you need to be confident in these concepts, right? Variables, functions, conditionals, and arrays. Otherwise, I recommend you to join the beginner lessons first, because like I said earlier, you need to master so that you can actually get better in terms of the intermediate lessons. So the intermediate lessons consist of these concepts: objects, DOM, module, and gates, and API. So you have to master the beginner concepts before jumping into intermediate concepts, because your basics are very important. All right, so number 3 is mentoring. So this is how you can get accountable. So not only you get a free upgrade to the bootcamp, you also have a group mentor to help you out. So you have this group mentor to help you in terms of sharing what you have done, sharing what you have planned, and also you're able to learn non-tech stuff to stand out in getting a job. So why do you want to join this group, right? So this group mentor will actually help you in 3 things. First, different insights or different perspectives. So there's multiple people in this group, and this allows you to have a better understanding of what you're learning and also what everyone is experiencing, because learning by yourself is actually pretty lonely. So at least having in this group mentor allows you to have a sense of belonging, and you can hear everybody's challenges and learnings throughout their learning journey. So second is team learning. So not only you just learn by yourself, you learn from inside your live lessons, but you also learn from one another who's going through the same learning journey. So this allows you to have a better sense of what everyone is going through. And lastly, support system. So I think this is where I think it helps to be in a group where you have a mentor, where the support system of everyone allows you to share motivation and also encouragement, because the mentor themselves are people who are already working in the tech industry, and they are people who wants to help you to get jobs and also to career transition or get your first full-time job, right? But there's a caveat to join this exclusive mentor group. The requirements to join this exclusive mentor group is, first, you need to commit 2 hours per day, or you need to commit 10 hours per week. And the thing is that you have to commit and attend all of the beginner and the intermediate classes. So if you don't come to 2 classes in this beginner and intermediate, you'll be kicked out, and you have to reapply again if you are still keen. So why do you have these requirements, you might ask? So first of all, we value your time. Your time is very important. Everyone's time is very important. So we want to ensure everyone to have fully committed into this program so that no one's time is wasted, right? You don't want to be in a group where everybody is at, for example, at the 4th lesson and then you're still at the 1st lesson, right? So that means you probably didn't go through the 2nd and 3rd lesson, right? That is where that is not beneficial for everyone. So that's why everyone should be in the same level. Second is that we are all in this together. So keeping standards helps everyone in a group shine. So when everyone is at level 4, people feel excited, people feel that, all right, let's do it, let's go. And that's where it really builds character and builds the form of bonding that you can never have when you were to go through alone. And lastly, it's always better together. When everyone's on the same page, we are able to achieve the best results, right? So there is this saying that if you want to climb a mountain faster, you go alone. But if you want to climb a mountain higher, you go together. And if you're committed, you can go to this link. Don't worry, there is the link in the description of this video, and you have to submit the agreement form because that will make you accountable to joining this mentorship group. So ignore the instructor part, right? But yes, we will actually check who have signed up. Okay. And lastly, what's next? I think there's a lot of things that actually we are, updating and having a lot of updates here. So number 1 is we have this new learning system. Number 2 is upcoming event. Number 3 is get paid posting, and that's where you are able to win 500 ringgit. And lastly, improvements as well. So number 1 is new learning system. What's that on the right? Okay, so currently we are in Mighty Network. And the issues with Mighty Network is 3 things. Number 1 is a little bit slow. When you were to click on something, it actually loads pretty slow. Number 2 is it's actually very messy. So there's a lot of things as you can see over here. And lastly, it's not motivating because learning by yourself is, pretty lonely. So we actually want to create something that is better than Mighty Network or the app that you're using to learn, which is our new learning system. So number 1 is it's faster, less waiting time to see the content or the things that you want to learn, and this is where you'll be able to learn faster, and that means you're able to get a job faster. Second is simpler. Easy way to navigate around, so not so many things. And lastly, we are implementing the point system within this learning system so that you can exchange it to things that we're gonna put in. So that's something to look forward to. So news for you is that we are migrating at the end of this year, 31st December 2023. So you close the Mighty Network app that you have been learning so far. So don't worry if you still want to go through the Mighty Network app or the content or the videos. The content will be added to a Google Drive for those who are still interested in going through it as well. Upcoming blockchain events. So there is this blockchain event that's happening on 28th of September 2023 on Saturday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. So it's free. There's free food as well, and there's only 20 slots for the physical attendees. People who are attending physically, we are only opening it to 20 slots. Second is that it's going to be hybrid. So for those who aren't able to, join us, then it's going to be on the Google Meet online. Or for those who can join us physically, it will be in the Sigma School office. So if we have more than 20 slots, then the priority goes to the CSDP students who are the ones that's going to benefit a lot, because there is a lot of people that you might be interested. First, the speakers are Wong Jun Kiat. He's the head of business development from this group called eBrick. Then we have software engineers, Rayana Krishalaksmi. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. And next one is Durai Raj, right? So these are software engineers who are in the blockchain space. And the agenda is basically introduction to blockchain, as simple as possible, on what are the things, because a lot of people are confused what blockchains are, what is Web3, and that's where you actually can learn. Next thing is that they also will share the career paths in the blockchain industry. And lastly is always a meetup, a tech meetup, where you have the panel discussion, sharing session, and Q&A on how to get into blockchain. Do you need to have a degree in blockchain? I don't know if there's such thing, but yes, so all these things will be answered in the next meetup. Next thing is, that's my face, get paid posting. So you are able to earn money while you are learning as well. So how do you participate? So basically, what we want you to do is to post your projects and progress on LinkedIn and win 500 ringgit. Why are we doing this? Because we've seen that LinkedIn is where you can build an online presence to get your first job. So one of my ex-students who was learning web development, then he became a mobile developer. I told him create a LinkedIn profile. Even though you have no one, just create a LinkedIn profile, and then you can see that he say people do actually hit me up there and offer me opportunities, right? It's as simple as that. Creating a LinkedIn is already possible. Then the next thing is, one of our students, Zeph, he's an online bootcamp student in the September 2023 batch, and he actually followed that advice and he posts on LinkedIn daily. This guy F's, right? This guy really freaking put in the work to post. And that's where, like, there was once where he had a CTO of a startup who wants to meet him. And I also haven't shared that he also have recruiters going up to him to see whether he's available for a position. So these are kind of things. It's not something that like, oh yeah, if you do, maybe it will come. It's like now it's getting more apparent that, you know, people are looking into LinkedIn to find people who are learning coding, such as you guys. So that's where like you are able to get jobs and also money. So how are we going to give out the money? First is to post all projects and lessons in module 1. So the first tier, once you finish module 1, you'll be awarded 50 ringgit. Second is once you post all project lessons in module 2, you'll be awarded 100 ringgit. And then third is 150, and module 4 is 200 ringgit, which is in total, if you calculate correctly, which is 500 ringgit. So we have a whole guide on this, on how you can, you know, put in your LinkedIn post and how to post and what to post, all of this in this link below. Don't worry. And lastly, my face again, improvements. So improvements to what we have done so far. So I would say that number one is, you know, transparency, or having some clarity on what is going on in the bootcamp itself. So I think mainly is the people who have joined our online coach. So we are now using this thing called Airtable for our attendance tracking, feedback, follow-ups. It's more transparent and it's faster. So don't worry. For those who have joined us, you can actually look through our whole schedule as well. And then that's about it. Thank you so much.
So that's about it for the updates. Let me know if you want more updates and or more things that you want to see in Sigma School. So I just want to make it consistent so that, you know, at least you know what's up in Sigma School rather than emails or whatever that we post on our socials. Alright, so comment down below what you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.